So today's video isn't about a recipe. It's not about macros. It's not about specific diet ideas. It's about something that I found happened after I lost 86 pounds and something that I wish someone had shared with me. So today I'm going to share some of those things with you. So the first thing that I thought after I lost this amount of weight is that I would feel totally different. I thought that I would wake up one day and say, I'm thin, although I'm not thin. I still have a little bit more weight to lose, but that's how I thought. But that's not what happened at all. I still find myself, today is a good example. I went to Kohl's looking for something for a very close friend for her birthday. I started looking at clothes. I immediately went to the women's section just because I'm used to the old days when that was the area of the clothing store that I shopped. And even when I started looking at regular clothes, I thought, oh, I'll look fat in that. That's gonna make my stomach stick out. Yeah, I automatically had that thought. And it kind of surprised me for a minute. I thought, no, I'm not that size anymore. I'm not that size anymore. And it took me a few minutes to start looking at sizes that I actually was. The second thing that I noticed, and it's all part of this, not really seeing myself as being thinner, is that I still catch myself looking in the mirror and going, ooh, don't look there. And then I look and it's like, well, okay, that isn't as bad as I thought it was gonna be. So I realized that sometimes your mind takes longer to catch up than your body. And that's kind of an eye-opener for me because I've never lost this much weight, and I really didn't think it was going to be like this, but it's one of the first things that I really noticed. So I've come to the conclusion that losing weight changes your body faster than it does your identity or your image of yourself. That's something I think I have to continue to work on. The second thing I notice is that weight loss can feel really uncomfortable in weird ways that I never would have thought. And just hear me for a second, because if you've lost any significant weight, I know you know what I'm talking about. People suddenly notice you. They talk to you different. They treat you different. I'm treated and I'm noticed different now, much differently than I was as, 86 pounds heavier. I was kind of talked down to, I was kind of ignored. I got treated sometimes like I was stupid or lazy or whatever. And I don't really get talked to or treated like that anymore. And you'd think it would be like, wow, that's amazing. But it isn't. It actually makes me think, why was I treated so much different before? I wasn't lazy before. I just wasn't in tune with how to lose the weight and how to keep it off. I also noticed that compliments feel awkward, and that's because I didn't really get a lot of compliments before. I would get compliments on my cooking. I would get compliments on my house or my backyard. I didn't really get compliments on things that I was wearing or the fact that my face looks thinner. I just don't have all this fat on my face that I did. I just wasn't used to getting compliments, and that felt really awkward. Some people became really supportive of my weight loss program and losing weight. Other people I found, and this is the honest to goodness truth, I think really tried to sabotage me, wanted me to stay overweight for whatever reason, I don't know. Maybe for their own comfort, maybe who knows what the reasons were. But I've had like a a swing of people where they're either really supportive or they're strangely quiet or sabotaging. And I've realized that weight loss actually changes relationships, not just your waistline. Have any of you ever really experienced some of the things I'm talking about? I'd really love to know. The third thing is you don't really graduate from weight loss. You don't. You never graduate. It's not like going to high school or college or a trade. You never graduate. It's like every single grocery store trip is decisions. Every single meal that you plan is a decision. Every birthday party, every trip to pizza with family, every time you have Christmas or Thanksgiving or Halloween with the candy. Easter Bunny loves goodies. He never gives you carrots. So it's really a mind shift, a shift of how you think once you have lost weight. And I think when you get to the point where you're thinking, I really want to maintain this, I want to keep this weight off, it's going to have to be a permanent mind shift. There's no finish line. It's not like you're going to jump over the finish line and think I've arrived. Yeah, you may get to the point you're in that dress or that outfit you've always wanted, or that trip to the doctor where he says, way to go, you're at your healthy weight. But you know what? Now you got to stay there. And so I realized there's no finish line. This is a forever mindset. And I'm thinking about that a lot now for a lot of reasons. The main reason is that I do not want to fall off the wagon. I don't want to gain a pound back. I just want to continue on the path I'm on. The fourth thing is I miss some things terribly, and that's being brutally honest. I miss a lot of things. Not necessarily food either, but there are some food things I miss. I miss desserts. I miss candy. I miss eating without thinking, because I used to do that. I used to just think, wow, pie sounds good. I think I'll make one today. I don't do that anymore. I think of how much, calories it's going to have or how many carbs it's going to have. And I try to think of alternatives. If I can't come up with something, I just don't do it. The other things I miss are silly things like having an excuse not to exercise. Now, when I have exercise day, I set my alarm clock. I make it as early as possible because I want to get there and get it over with. It isn't like I enjoy exercise to the point I want to be doing it all day, every day. I know some people love to go exercise. And once I get there, I embrace it and I try to get through it the best I can. But it's work, it's exercise, it's exhausting. It wears me out for a couple hours afterwards. And I miss not having an excuse to say, I'm tired, I'm gonna sleep in. I'll just text my trainer and tell her I'm not coming today or whatever. I don't do that. I don't make up that excuse, but I miss it. And I especially miss not having to track anything. Tracking your food takes a lot of work, whether you use an app or you do it, on the notes on your phone, or whether you write it by hand or whatever it is that you do. It takes a lot of work. Just trying to figure out my protein every day, trying to figure out just exactly what I need to eat to stay within the zone, all that kind of stuff. It's a lot of work, and I miss the time when I didn't have to do it. And number 5, the last thing was the biggest surprise, and that was confidence. So again, I'm being brutally honest. My confidence isn't the fact that I feel thinner or that I feel better in a bathing suit or that I have more energy. It's not that at all. My biggest thing that gives me confidence is the fact that I started off this journey a couple years ago, and I made a promise to myself. I had just gone through a total knee replacement of my right knee. It was like 6 months of trying to recover from that. I was having a lot of joint pain because I hadn't been moving for a couple years because of my knee. And I made a promise to myself that when I got healed enough from the knee surgery, that I was going to lose weight and get in shape. And I have a lot of confidence now because I've made a lot of promises to myself in the past, and I haven't always kept them. I mean, many times I've started diets and I haven't kept them. That was one, it was different. I made a promise to myself for something that had been bothering me a long time, and that was my knee. It was just horrific pain for a couple of years, even before I had the surgery. A lot of trouble walking, all kinds of things. And when I had recovered sufficiently, I thought, I don't want this ever happening to my other knee. I have got to get myself in some kind of shape. And I just had a different mindset. And now looking back on it, it gives me confidence because I know whatever the situation that comes up, I feel like I can make promises to myself and keep them. And part of that is that I make promises every single day. I start off every single day and remake that promise to myself. You can do this. I know the scale says you're a pound heavier. You're going to get it off in the next couple days, and you're going to keep going on your path. And that gave me a ton of confidence. It wasn't from getting a little bit thinner. So I think the biggest lesson that I've learned through this healthy challenge that I put myself through with weight loss and exercise and getting healthier, it hasn't really been about losing the weight. Yeah, I know my thumbnails say, okay, this much weight, yoo-hoo. But it hasn't been about that. Yes, I am completely happy that I'm losing weight, but I'm also really happy that my BMI is going down. I'm happy that I can run up a flight of stairs now and not have to drag my legs up and, have these backaches anymore and do epidurals, and things are completely different. I think what I've learned is that I can trust myself. I can trust myself to make promises that I can keep. I can trust myself that I'm stronger than I thought I was. For many years, I just kept thinking, I can't do this. It's too much weight now. I'm just going to be overweight the rest of my life. I'll be one of those grandmas that's real overweight. And I don't feel that way anymore. I have a lot of faith in myself that I can do what I need to do to get healthy and to stay healthy. I feel like every healthy choice that I make every day and every healthy choice that I make every meal is a promise that I continue to keep and make to myself. Over time, it's been 2 years for me, those promises have really changed my life. I'd really love to hear some of your stories, whether you've lost 5 pounds or 90 pounds. I'd love to hear the things that have worked for you. If any of these things sound familiar to experiences you've gone through, I'd be curious to find out about them. I know our other viewers would too. I read every comment that everybody sends to me, all their well wishes and kind words. I just want to say how much I appreciate each and every one of you. You're all very special to me. And I just want to continue to wish you your success through your own dieting and your own healthy program, whatever it is that you're doing or going through. I hope it's going well. I'm going to continue on my path to hopefully lose that 100 pounds by the end of the year. I'm working hard on it. It's gotten a lot harder than it was the first 6 months. I feel this last 6 months is just really difficult, but we're going to keep working on it. So if you're not a subscriber, consider subscribing to my channel. If you enjoy this content, I think there's lots more videos that you might be really interested in. Give me a like or a thumbs up, ring that bell for future notifications, and I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.